Welcome in. It's another edition of the RSL Show. I'm Alex Napoles. That's Josh Clark. And we're here to bring you the latest and the greatest with Real Salt Lake. And it is greatest, Josh, because we have a 2-1 win to talk about. But before we get there, the transfer window is officially open in Major League Soccer. The last time we recorded, it was just days away. Now it's officially open. Teams can now sign their players. The new signings can now play. And of course, they'll make their debuts in Leagues Cup because that's just what we do nowadays.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll, man.
You know, Alex, I'm actually quite excited, for this episode. Last week, apologies if I seemed a little meh. Honestly, the last couple weeks, it's been a wet blanket kind of hovering over us. It's gone. I'm happy now. So, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little rejuvenated. It's kind of a rough few months there for the squad. For us, we're back, and I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I'm happy we're here.
It was a rough few months for us as a pod, and for the team. Man, the team wasn't producing. The team wasn't getting results, and so it was just a mix of fun. But now it's a little bit better due to the fact that we're getting results, and we're in a better position.
We're getting results, and it seems, right, we don't know the two strikers that seem to be coming in. We don't know how they're going to turn out, right? But they're exciting. This isn't a Piol kind of signing. It's not an Ajago. It's not a Agata. These are signings that owners that are willing to spend some money make, right? So I'm happy to see that the Millers and all the other people that have now joined into their group are willing to spend some money. That is very refreshing, and I was worried. I was very worried. I think we've talked about it ad nauseum, really. Like the bones of this team are good. We're so good. Not so good, but we're good. We just can't score goals, man. And the striker, ever since Chicho got suspended and all that crap happened, right, we just haven't been the same. And if these two guys can come in and put up 10 to 15 goals each, man, like, watch out. This RSL side could be dangerous.
100%. We've talked about missing pieces of the puzzle for Real Salt Lake throughout the course of the 2025 season. Now some of that puzzle is being addressed. Some of it is being answered. While not officially announced by the club, we have it on good authority that both Rwan, Cruz, and Olatunji are ready to roll. Sounds like it's paperwork and visa stuff that's holding up things at the moment.
As per usual.
Per usual. But Rwan Cruz is an exciting prospect. I mean, they both are. They're both still on the younger side. One has European experience while playing with Ludogorets and then playing in Botafogo. That's Rwan Cruz. Olatunji has Champions League experience playing in the UEFA Champions League last season with Slavia Prague, and they're both coming over to help Real Salt Lake. And I do like the fact that a guy like Rwan Cruz, a little bit more unproven, didn't really necessarily get the most of his opportunities in Ludogorets and didn't get much playing time at Botafogo. And so you bring him in on a loan, Josh, which is basically a trial period. You're bringing him in on trial.
And honestly, for a DP with our luck and our history of DPs,
exactly,
I prefer that, right? Because if it doesn't work out, or we're not going to exercise that option to buy, we're going to start over. But there's two coming in, so we're not just relying on a guy, so to speak. And it's not official, but from what it seems like, there's two guys coming in, right, to fill these positions, and we're not just relying on one guy to come in and change the tide of RSL striker position. So that's also refreshing, right?
Yes. As Josh mentioned, Rwan Cruz will come over as a DP. So it is going to be a loan for a designated player, which, again, I'm totally fine with. I thought that Real Salt Lake were still going to have the DP spot to play with, considering he was coming in on loan. But I guess the whatever, agreement Botafogo and Real Salt Lake came upon as far as the money and the spending goes, it will classify as a DP. But Olatunji comes in as a TAM player. And so, obviously the hope is that Rwan Cruz works out, and then in a couple of months we're talking about a $5 million purchase option for Rwan Cruz, and he stays here and he becomes a club legend.
That's the hope.
But if it doesn't work out, you will have you have that chance to move on from the loan, and that will reopen up that DP spot.
Absolutely. And there's always the option to buy him down.
And yeah, absolutely.
And, still shocked we're not seeing a lot of whispers about Luna heading out.
Which in turn could be a good thing.
It could be a good thing, right? Because I think you would potentially need to bring in a DP to replace him.
Yeah.
So
I still kind of stand and hope and want Luna to hang out until the World Cup, man.
Oh, same. But I also don't want him to miss his opportunity.
Exactly. So it's kind of you're walking on a glass edge, if you will.
Yeah, it's a very fine line.
There you go. Yeah, it's a fine line, and I think for his development, and I think for him actually getting looks to make it to the World Cup, being the guy for Real Salt Lake will probably get you a much better shot at making that roster than sitting on Chelsea's bench, not getting 100%. Too much action.
Or getting loaned to third division Belgium.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's conversations we've had in the past, and Luna should stay until the World Cup, but that's not for us to decide. That's not really for even Real Salt Lake to decide. It's if Diego Luna wants to move now or if he wants to wait.
Right. But I mean, if he doesn't leave, let's say no clubs come knocking, or the clubs that do come knocking, lowballing, Luna's not interested, and he's due for an extension at Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
We're going to have to think about opening up a DP spot, because I think he could potentially be a DP.
Unless he's cool with taking a pay cut and hanging out.
I don't see that happening. If I was him, I wouldn't be cool with that.
The good thing, though, again, with that loan coming in for that DP for Rwan Cruz, you're allowing yourself that flexibility.
You have an escape valve.
You have your escape valve. You're allowing yourself some type of flexibility come wintertime. Like I said, if it doesn't work out, you have that option to move on from him. And like you mentioned, if an extension comes up for Diego Luna this winter, or talks about an extension come up for Diego Luna this winter, and you have that flexibility there to potentially have that TP spot again if Rwan Cruz doesn't pan out and you move on from that loan.
So here's a question for you. For these two guys coming in, right? I want both to work out and I want both to stay.
100%.
The bar is very low, in my opinion, for success.
Yeah.
So what numbers would Rwan Cruz need to put up for you to be okay with triggering the buy option?
That's a great question. And I think at first you have to look at how many games are left in Major League Soccer play.
Not many.
We are Real Salt Lake is 24 games into the season, which means you have 10 games left.
It makes it difficult, man. That's a weird barometer.
Right. So, I mean, I'm not expecting him to come in and score 10 goals in 10 games, right? Maybe
imagine if he did.
If he did,
imagine.
Phenomenal. That would be absolutely amazing if he did, right? But we have to also temper some expectations, because the window is in a weird spot. The Leagues Cup break is in a weird spot. And so the way, instead of having, half of your season after the window and whatnot, instead you're only getting them for 10 MLS games. And so thinking about that with that in mind, maybe 10 goal contributions, I would say, might be even a little bit on the higher side.
Yeah, that feels high. But yeah. For me, it's really going to come down to the old eyeball test, right?
Right.
We've had plenty to take in this year of what's not working. I think if RSL continues to win and you see them being difference makers, whether it be successfully holding the ball up, successfully creating chances, things of that nature,
right,
you're going to tell the difference pretty quickly.
And that's another thing too that we don't have clarity on yet as far as this loan goes. I don't know the extent of how long the loan is, right? I don't know if it goes through to the end of winter, right, to the end of the season, or if it goes through to next summer. So you get him for half a season this season and half a season next season, right?
That would be ideal.
That's something that also we need to wait to find out and see as more and more reports come out of the signing of Rwan Cruz. But if it is just up until this window or until, the off season, then the bar, I think, goes that much lower.
Yeah, which makes it tricky.
And it makes it a lot trickier to actually judge whether or not to trigger the option.
I have a feeling we will. I mean, let's be fair but honest here. The bar is so low. It's so low right now.
Willie Gatto was a non-factor against San Jose.
He's been a non-factor a lot this year. I know he's had some goals, but not only that, but like, we'll get into this in a little bit, but after REPL came on, my guy, you could have thrown your backup goalkeeper in there and done the same job. It was so uninspiring. I feel bad for the kid. He hasn't had a fair shake here. Again, something we've talked about ad nauseum. I really hope he gets like a loan or something and can go
absolutely
really grind and master his craft, because what he's expected to do for Real Salt Lake right now, it's unfair to him.
I 100% agree. A loan would be ideal for REPL.
Yeah, I'm not ready to give up on REPL. I'm not, but boy, when he came in against San Jose, that was oof.
Yes.
Oof.
Hey, man. Real Salt Lake aren't the only clubs making moves. You have Columbus Crew, who have signed a new DP. Their DP9 that they've been looking for and waiting for. Wessam Abu Ali, who made his name and made his fame at the Club World Cup, had 3 goals for Al Ahly at the Club World Cup. He's now going to be a new DP for Columbus.
Dang, I wonder... People are going right to Saudi Arabia to make just gobs of money.
Yeah.
I wonder if he took a pay cut.
I'm sure there was some type of pay cut there, because I'd have to look into it, and I'd have to see what number he was making at his previous club. But I'm sure that number somewhere in there would be around the same. And so, Lorenzo Insigne was on a DP deal, and he was making $10 million a year. And so...
Yeah, I'm just very curious, because you don't hear a lot of players. Well, you actually do hear of a lot of players going to Saudi for a year and then getting right the hell out. But
yeah,
it's curious. You don't see it. You don't see it often, especially at MLS.
I agree. Rodrigo de Paul making. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding Miami this week. I'll get into the Messi and the All Star thing here in a minute, because I got some thoughts. But first, let's talk about Rodrigo de Paul, that we're on the topic of transfers. Rodrigo de Paul is coming over on loan from Atletico de Madrid to join Inter Miami.
How old is he?
He's 32, I want to say.
Is he really?
He's 32. He's not on the old side, but he's 31.
I don't know why in my head I thought he was like 26, 28.
I thought so too. When this all first was happening, I was like, Rodrigo de Paul is a 27-year-old coming over.
Well, I was wondering why he was coming here. I was like, bro, why? But that makes a little more sense now.
He's 31.
Okay.
So he's coming in and as far as I knew, Miami had no roster spots left, but I guess there is a TAM spot available for Rodrigo de Paul. He will not be a DP because Atletico Madrid is taking most of the salary in this loan deal. And so they're using a little work around the rules to make sure that DePaul can join Inter Miami.
I mean, that's what you're going to see with these big clubs, right? And you know what? I'm fine with it to an extent, as long as other teams can do the same thing.
Which we're kind of seeing it.
So I'm a little less upset about it.
We're kind of seeing it in the Vancouver Whitecaps picking up, potentially, Thomas Muller.
That's wild. What's wild about it is exactly who would have thought Vancouver,
of all teams, of all Major League Soccer teams, he was linked with LAFC, he was linked with Cincinnati, 2 heavy hitters, right? Vancouver, man.
Right. It's not your LAs, your New Yorks, your Miamis, Vancouver. And I absolutely love that.
I love this move not only because I've always been a fan of Thomas Muller and his game, but exactly what you're talking about, Josh. This is what we consider and what Major League Soccer considers a quote-unquote small market team making a big move.
Yeah, this is the equivalent to if we signed him.
100%. Not only are they making this as a quote unquote small market team, but they're making this move under no ownership. This is a team that's up for sale, Josh. And yet the front office is being ambitious. They recognize and realize that what they have right now, this is their time to cash in for an MLS Cup.
Absolutely.
This is their opportunity. Right now, they are one of the better teams in the Western Conference. They've had a little bit of a fall off this summer, but they're still one of the top teams in the Western Conference. And so they're going all in, and they're putting everything on Thomas Muller and bringing in this big name, while again no ownership. They're up for sale.
It's absolutely mental. RSL would never.
Remember when Real Salt Lake didn't have ownership?
Remember when RSL was in the midst of a sale a few months ago and we got Willie Agata? Like
that too, man.
That's the difference. You know what I mean? Like no one's there to spend the money and they're spending it. And I absolutely love that for them.
And so they're kind of taking a similar approach to Rodrigo de Paul in joining Inter Miami, where he'll basically take a huge pay cut to come in as a TAM player? He'll come in. So, yeah. He'll come in and he'll finish the season as a TAM player, be on the lower side of salary, and then next season they'll renegotiate it for a DP spot, which I love it. And I hope more teams start working around the rules this way to bring in these big names.
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard for us to ditch the retirement league with some of these names, but if you have an opportunity to sign Thomas Muller, I mean, you kind of have to.
Exactly. Especially when you're a team like Vancouver.
Yeah, I mean, no
disrespect.
No one's going to complain. Hey, I'm looking at it the same way as if it was us that were signing him, right? Like,
right.
Our minds would be blown. We already have our jerseys purchased. You know what I mean?
100%. And he's not the only big name that is rumored to be coming over. So the Vancouver one is already kind of in the late stages. That is just about across the line. But LAFC in negotiations with Heung-min Son from Tottenham Hotspurs.
I had no idea he was even out of favor with Tottenham.
No, basically what happened is LAFC approached it and they said, look, if Tottenham can allow him to leave, we're going to do our best to get him. And Tottenham was like, hey, you know what? We're kind of open to it.
So it's wild. This what's happening this year, right? We had the Beckham effect when Beckham came and we got the really old players, right? Now we're having the Messi effect.
Yes.
Right? Who is an old player?
That's a great way to put it.
But we're getting bigger name players that aren't at the end of their careers coming over.
Right.
And it's awesome for the growth of the league, man.
In the case of Son, I mean, he's 33. He is a little bit on the older side, but compare it to the Lampard move, compare it to the Gerrard move. Those were guys on the tail end of their career. Like, these guys had very, very little left in the gas tank, truly, when they came over. Heung-min Son, if he comes over to LAFC, this is a guy who was still a top contributor in the Premier League last season.
Right. He's still got it.
This isn't a guy who's spinning out, running on fumes, right, like a Lampard, like a Gerrard. He was still a top contributor in Premier League play last year.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of just shocked, right? Like, that was not a name you would think you would see tied to the MLS anytime soon.
No, absolutely not. And the fact that he is, look, it sucks it is for LAFC. It sucks it is for like a Western Conference rival. But regardless, man, it's great for the league. It's so great for Major League Soccer.
It's going to push the other owners to do similar things.
And while I'm upset about Miami picking up DePaul, considering they have Suarez and Alba and Busquets and Messi and all the big name and didn't necessarily have the roster flexibility to bring him in, I still think it's a big move for Major League Soccer to bring in a DePaul, who again was a top contributor for Atletico de Madrid last season.
If DePaul was the only big name coming in,
it would make a little bit more different.
But since everyone else is like, okay, bet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, cool, let's do this.
Right. And this is great for Real Salt Lake, or this is great for Major League Soccer.
It's horrible for Real Salt Lake.
Horrible for Real Salt Lake, but great for Major League Soccer. And I hope Real Salt Lake gets to a point soon where we can follow suit and bring in a young star with a name, right?
A little bit of name recognition.
Exactly. And I still think we'll probably never see a Son play for Real Salt Lake. We'll probably never see a Muller play for Real Salt Lake. But it would be nice to take a swing on a young guy with a lot of potential, to bring him in from a prime away from a big league, similar to like what Atlanta did with Miguel Almiron a couple,
Right.
all those years ago.
Right.
And start doing more stuff like that. Don't be afraid to go after the big young names.
The up and coming guys.
Exactly.
That are established as up and coming guys, not the guys you want to turn into an up and coming guy.
Andres
but an
Gomez.
established one. Yep.
I'm perfectly great and perfectly fine with bringing in Andres Gomez's, but it would be nice to see Miguel Almiron start coming in too.
We got to do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, and who knows? Rwan Cruz.
Maybe
he comes in.
Could be the first one.
Maybe he bangs in 40 goals in the next year and a half, and next thing we know, he's signing for Blitzer and Crystal Palace, right?
Yeah, 100%. The transfer window, man, it's one of my favorite times of the year. This summer
Waiting
one
for Bogart bombs, bro, is always
I know.
just like notifications on. Let's see what's going on.
This summer one to me is a lot more fun. The winter one, there's always big moves to be made, but the summer one is always the one where you get the Suns, where you get the Mullers, because that's when the European season ends, and these guys are looking for new teams.
That's when the contracts are up. Okay, this bold prediction: RSL's first big name signing. You ready for this? In 3 years, Marcus Rashford.
Rashford might be on the move next year, bro.
He's going to Barcelona.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out at Barcelona.
That's what I'm saying. When he's done with Barcelona,
Yeah, next season.
coming over to RSL. Nah, but in reality, we'd get like Jadon Sancho.
Hey, did he have a revival at Chelsea? I feel like he had a revival at Chelsea.
No.
Not as much as I probably would have wanted for him, but
You know a name I would actually love to see at RSL? Like, let's say if Luna leaves. Gio Reyna.
yes.
I think that's a very RSL move.
I think Gio Reyna needs to leave Borussia Dortmund as soon as possible.
Absolutely. He needs to leave Europe, in my opinion.
At this point, yes. At this point, Gio Reyna staying with Dortmund isn't doing him any favors. It's not doing his career any favors. The injuries aren't helping him either, but more importantly, he just needs to be on a spot where he's actually, when he is healthy, he actually has a chance to be on the field.
I agree.
It's not going to happen at Dortmund anymore.
It's going to happen in Real Salt Lake.
Come on over, man. I'll take him right now.
Over Gozo?
Oh, never mind. If it means losing Gozo,
I'm a Gozo no. I'm a Gozo no.
I think we'll wait a couple years for Gio Reyna.
Yeah, not a signing I see RSL making, but I would love to see it. Oh, before we get done talking about transfers, now that RSL essentially, seemingly, right, we're not confirming that it's done, but it feels like it's done, has our two strikers. Rumor has it we're going for a right back.
Yes. Look, I tweeted it, and I didn't mean it as in like I want a right back. I meant it as they're looking for a right back. I know Caliscan's been great, and I'd personally be okay if Caliscan stays and finish up the season at the starting right back spot. But
we need a right back, bud.
But I have it. Sources from within the club have said that Real Salt Lake is looking for their right back,
especially with Palacio gone.
Yes,
because one red card, one injury, we're short.
100%. I think Caliscan can still bring you good coverage in both positions, right, in the midfield and at right back.
Yep, but we need a Catranis level right back.
I 100%. Yep, that's where we're going with it. And I think so. Real Salt Lake right now in the process of trying to find that right back. So we'll see if it happens before the window, man. If not, I think it's one of their top priorities this winter.
I think so too. Man, I wonder, Right backs are tough. Like, it's not a position a lot of people talk about. Like, they're not the biggest names. Clearly, there's big name right backs out there, but like, no one had ever heard of Alex Catranis before he came over, right?
Right.
Or are we going to go find that diamond? I don't know. It's curious. It's also so damning of Bodie Hidalgo, bro.
Yeah. Look, like I said, we've said it in the past, man. We wanted this year to be his year. Right now, it's not working. Caliscan has jumped him on the depth chart, and Caliscan has made that position his. Which, credit to Caliscan, but unfortunate for Bodie.
It's unfortunate, but also, like, as much as I've enjoyed Caliscan and I think he's doing well,
Yeah,
he's not. We're not going to win MLS Cup with Noel Caliscan playing right back,
bringing it right back, man.
unless Rwan Cruz just is unstoppable. But we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves on that one.
I think it's unfortunate that, Javane went down with injury. Has to miss out. I played what, 2 games, 3 games to start the year.
Yeah, but
and then had to. No.
Let us not forget.
He definitely had a stronger finish to the season last year than he did to the start of this season.
Absolutely, by a million miles.
And so I think if we can bring in, if you have the ability to bring in a right back that plays to the level of Alex Catranis and even Sam Junko, bring him in.
Yep,
bring him in.
I'm very excited. Again, the ownership, they're giving me some hope that they're gonna do what's necessary.
Yes, I think for now, those are that's what you need. You need a striker, you need a right back, and I think for now, other than that, I think you can roll with what you have.
Yeah, 2 strikers, right back. Nothing else is really glaring, right?
No, unless moves are made.
There's got to be an outgoing, man. There's got to be. Or 2 or 3.
Even right now with outgoings, like if you lose a Tyler Wolff, if you lose a Lachlan Brook, if you lose,
totally fine.
Right. Those ones I don't think you need like an immediate replacement, because you kind of do already have that replacement in place with the Johnny Russell coming off the bench, giving you 10 minutes a night.
I'd say losing anything outside of maybe the top 15 roster spots.
Yeah.
Right. You're a consistent starting 11s. You're, oh God, this feels gross to say. You're Phil Quintins. Oh, he's done a job, man. He's really done a job.
He has. So is Junka, man.
Yeah. Like, props, Johnny, but you got to also think about, like, Johnny Russell will get us through to the end of the year, but he's not. I don't see him as a long-term plan.
No, and I don't think that should be a long-term plan.
No, especially when a year, but that's about it.
Maybe, even then, maybe.
Right.
Even then, maybe. But I feel like if you're in a position now where right, you lose a Luna this window, you lose a Gozo this window.
Yeah, then we're needing to go shop. You
lose a Dominic this window. I'm going to throw him in that group. You lose a Dominic this window, I think you go shopping.
I think
him more so you can bring in your next project, right?
I think if we lose a Dominic, let's say Dominic's the only one that goes.
Sure.
That's when you bring up the next guy from the Monarchs.
I feel like I didn't even think Monarchs.
Right. There's a couple positions, in my opinion, that you don't necessarily need to go international shopping, so to speak, if we lose somebody. And I would almost include Luna in that for now.
Whoa.
There's some ballers, man. We have to give them a chance. We have to give the Gozos a chance.
Right. Yeah.
But if we lose all 3, we're absolutely shopping. I'm saying if we lose 1. If we lose 1, we bring up the next guy. If we lose 2, probably got to shop.
If you lose a Gozo, for sure. If you lose a Gozo, you for sure bring in the next Monarchs guy, the next Academy guy, who's going to be the Gozo. But I feel like if you lose a Dominic, you maybe replace him with an international project. If you lose a Luna, you replace that with somebody who's going to come in and be an innate goal contributor through 10 games.
Yes. But like you're saying, if we lose Dominic, you gotta get a European project. But like he's barely coming off the bench. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I think you can afford to go find the next Luna from the USL or bring up the guy from the Monarchs and actually play him. I genuinely believe that because they're not starting. They're a 20-minute a night guy if they get on the field.
I think I'm at a point where if you have that opportunity to move on from Dominic this window, I think that's something you might have to seriously consider.
You have to U22 spot. You have to free it up. If they're not playing, it's questions, man.
Right. I love wearing our GM hats.
Me too.
I love putting them on, talking about these decisions, man. It gets me going. It gets me excited for the summer window and even for the winter window if that matters. We're also like 2-1 win over. Oh, actually no. First,
let's talk about Messi in the All Star Game.
First, MLS All Star and Messi. Josh,
what a mess, bro.
First of all, this all could have been avoided if Messi and Jordi Alba withdrew ahead of time from the squad.
Yeah.
But they didn't because there's cash incentives if you're on the squad.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's diva behavior from a player you don't see being a diva.
Do you really need that paycheck?
You're loaded, bro.
Do you really need that paycheck? Withdraw from the roster, bro. You could have withdrawn days ahead, and this all could have been avoided.
Or you could just show up and be like, Coach, play me 20 minutes, pull me off.
The fact that he didn't
not that serious.
The fact that you didn't even fly to Austin. They never left Miami.
It's ridiculous to me, dude.
They never got on a plane. They never made the effort to make it to Austin. They didn't even get on a plane.
I think it should be more than a game, in my opinion. More than a game suspension. I think it should be 3. Or a fine. A very big fine. And a game.
I get the fixture congestion. It's something that we've talked about. It's something that players and coaches have complained about. During this time of year when you're trying to hurry up and get as many league games in as you can before Leagues Cup, and then you throw an All-Star game right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with the timing. The timing's ridiculous. Like they should have just been like, we're going to do the skill. He couldn't show up and do the skills challenge, bro. Come on. You're not that tired. Show up and sign some autographs. Be there. You're the face of the league. You're making the most money. You have a deal with Apple, for God's sake. You kind of have to be there. You have to.
I'm just at a point, man, where just get rid of it.
Get rid of it. No more All-Star Game. It's stupid. I watched it. It was kind of entertaining, but I would not be sad if I didn't watch it. You know what I mean?
If you're going to do it, give the guys a week of a break. Do an actual All-Star break. Don't make these guys fly, to whatever game they play on the weekend, to then fly to Austin midweek, and then fly back and expect them to play again on Saturday. That's already a lot. We're already in this, like I said, this part of the year where you're trying to cram in as many games as you possibly can because of your Leagues Cup tournament that you still want to play. Make it a full week. If you give the players a full week of an All-Star break, like an actual All-Star break, then I think you can keep it.
Yeah, because that would actually make it an event.
Exactly. But if you're not going to make it a full week, if you're not going to give players ample time to rest, then don't do it. There is no reason why the league should have played on Saturday. No reason.
Nope.
That's where we're at.
But I'm totally fine with the fine, or not the fine, the suspension. I think it's a bad look for Messi, in my opinion. Honestly, man, I can't wait till he's out of the league. I have Messi exhaustion. I
think you and everybody else, you and non-Miami fans,
right? Because when it's just so persistently shoved down your throat, it just gets old.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad the league did the right thing. I'm honestly surprised they did. I think maybe pressure from the media and fans you know?
I can't wait until the story gets out of what the heck happened. Because reports Friday morning were saying that Alba and Messi were not going to get suspended.
And then within 20 minutes, they're suspended.
Well, that's the thing is like the MLS guys came out. Taylor Twellman was quote tweeting everything and trying to basically do damage control and say, hey, look, as of this time, he even like posted whatever time he tweeted it. I think it was like 11:20 something Eastern. He said, as of this time, the league still hasn't made their decision because it was already out by major outlets like ESPN, like I think Yahoo had it out there. I think CBS had it out there that Messi was not going to get suspended. So one, I want to find out how the heck their sources came up with that and how that got out. And then ultimately, if it's true what Twellman was saying and saying, hey, look, there actually isn't a decision yet, and we're going to come back and let MLS put out their statement and say, hey, look, they are suspended. Because that whole saga Friday morning was insane. The whiplash to go from they're not suspended to, hey, actually, we are going to suspend them. As I want to know what the heck happened and if it really was MLS's reaction to the outrage that was already happening because of ESPN's report.
Well, bro, like hear me out. If they hadn't suspended him, who's to say next year All Star Game comes around and every single player goes, eh. You know what I mean? Suspend, like you can't suspend me. You didn't suspend Messi.
100%.
So you have to enforce your own rules, even if it's Messi. You have to.
The whole situation was wild.
And if he's mad about it, bro.
Oh yeah, and then you have Jorge Mas, the Miami owner, coming out literally hours after the suspension is made. Gets in front of cameras, has a press conference about the whole situation, and basically threatens because of this rule and because of this unjust suspension, Messi is seriously considering his options because it's a contract year for Messi. So now you have Miami's owner threatening the league and saying, look, because you suspended my guy, because you suspended Messi, he's going to leave the league.
Okay, bye.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
The whole situation is the reason why I think you and everybody else has Messi fatigue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous, dude. You are quite literally the face of the league. You're the face of soccer. Sorry, bud. You're going to be expected to cover your obligations to get these ridiculous payouts you're getting.
And if you have such a big problem with it, withdraw. That's an option.
Right.
You can withdraw from the squad.
Don't just no-show.
Yes. It's the fact that called no-showed.
Yeah.
And kind of made yourself bigger than MLS. That's the issue. That's the issue we casuals and fans have.
Yep.
We're also like in San Jose. Starting lineup, probably what you would expect and what we've seen for Real Salt Lake. The only interesting thing that I would say is probably that midfield pairing with Ruiz and Anelli. No Ojeda. Pablo Mastroeni elects to go with Ruiz and Emeka Anelli.
I think we're going to be seeing Ruiz and either of the other two going forward.
Yes.
He's made himself invaluable, right? We've been, as good as that pair was, and I know we've talked about this before, Ruiz just brings a whole nother dimension.
Yeah.
And a dimension we need.
Junka gets the start, as we would have thought, at the left back position. Left center back, Philip Quinton, as we would have thought. Cabral, Caliscan, Glad, Gozo, Luna, Gonzalez, Agata. Just the rest, kind of what you would expect and what we would have thought with everything available, with Vera and Catranis suspended. Chicho Arango gets a star in his return, man.
And he got the welcome he deserved.
We'll get into that. But first, it's going to be Ruiz, and because literally a minute into the game, Ruiz shows you just how valuable he is to the attack. A minute in, He picks up his head. He's in the middle of the park, right near the circle. He picks his head up from behind midfield, sees Gozo already running in behind, and Gozo, as an 18-year-old, to time that run up perfectly the way that he did,
bro,
incredible.
I so wish the crossbar would have been a little kinder to us here.
Oh, I know. What a goal that would have been, man. For Ruiz to pick off that pass, for Gozo to time the run the way that he did. Daniel does a good job, gets a touch on the ball, and does enough to get it off the crossbar for Gozo.
Is a beauty. I was dying. Like, if this is how we start this game, a little bit relieved. This is going to sound terrible. A little relieved it didn't go in.
Why is that, Josh?
Because I don't want to see us sit back for 89 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Puts us in a weird position.
But I think that's the best way you could have possibly started that game.
Oh, yeah. I definitely would not have been upset, but like in hindsight,
yeah,
looking at how the game went.
Even just the play, though, kind of sends a message to San Jose and says, look, the last time we played you guys, we didn't care. We were more focused on Herediano. You beat us 4-0 at your place. Now you're in our place, and we're going to take the game to you.
Yep.
And that's kind of what you saw through a majority of that first half from Real Salt Lake, sans the goal scoring.
Right. And we basically said, hey, if you guys are going to play a high line, that's fine.
Yeah.
We have some speed now because we didn't have Gozo before. We have Gozo now.
Gozo did such a phenomenal job at picking apart that defense and using his speed to get in behind. Led to plenty of opportunities for Real Salt Lake, including one a couple minutes later in the 13th minute when Emeka Eneli takes the ball from inside his own 18, dribbles it out past 4 San Jose players, finds Gozo running in behind, and then Gozo puts it on his left, tries to pick out the far post, and it just goes wide.
Bro, that run from Eneli
phenomenal.
Was so dirty.
Oh, it was the way that he was able to take to brush off not just one, not just two, not just three, but 4 San Jose guys. Incredible.
It was so good.
Matt Doyle put it out there on social media and said the only player in the league right now who can do the Darlington Nagbe impression is Emeka Eneli.
To be honest, I don't know that we've had a midfielder in the history of Real Salt Lake that could do that. I don't even think that's a Beckerman move.
No, because when you think of Kyle and when you think of Beckerman, while they play similar roles, Beckerman was much more enforcer.
Yes, he was a destroyer, 100%.
Beckerman was much more defense-minded.
Yep.
And while Eneli plays that CDM role, that pivot role alongside Ojeda or Ruiz or whomever, because of his experience as a striker and a forward in college, and because of his experience at right back, when he started with Real Salt Lake, this dude has the tools to just about to do Darlington Nagbe things.
Yeah, the way he used his body,
right,
to shield that ball and move around these guys, it was so good. It was so good. It was almost the highlight of the game for me. Almost.
If you can get, I'm still, Emeka Eneli is still such a confusing player for me when it comes to like potential and when it comes to like ceiling, because I still don't know truly where to gauge his ceiling and what the true potential of Emeka Eneli is. But if you can get him to play at the level anywhere near of what Darlington Nagbe played in Major League Soccer,
we're set for a while.
Huge.
Yeah, we're set.
That would be huge.
Yep. I think he could easily be a Darlington Nagbe level player. He has the skill set, and he's young. He has the motor. He's primed for it, in my opinion. But
Trey Fitzgerald always compares him to Chara, but I think even then, Chara is on a level lower than Nagbe.
I think
because
so too.
Chara, similarly to Kyle, they're just enforcers. They're defensive-minded. We're going to slap you in the face and be extremely bruising and physical But Darlington Nagbe was a combination of both. Darlington Nagbe is a combination of where I'm the enforcer. I'm gonna bruise you up, but I'm also gonna give you so much in the attack, and I'm also gonna pick out these passes that a Chata or a Kyle Beckerman maybe necessarily wouldn't.
Correct. No arguments for me there.
And if he can get there, man, I'd love it.
Same.
Absolutely love it. Look, for as many opportunities as Real Salt Lake had in that first half, it was disappointing to go into the halftime break at 0-0.
Yeah, and it was just a highlight of our desperate need for a top striker. It was a highlight.
I think overall, good first half.
It was a great first half. I think we controlled the game very well.
100%.
We controlled the pace. We dictated almost everything, right? But again, it's very frustrating when you can dictate things and not get rewarded.
So you head into the break at 0-0. You're not able to find the back of the net. And when it comes to a guy like Bruce Arena, who knows this league like the back of his hand and knows how to make adjustments to his opponents and knows how to take the game to his opponent, it's kind of what you see at the start of the second half.
Yeah, one thing we did leave out of the first half, though, this game was chippy.
Oh, yes.
This was a chippy affair.
Yes, and I think that also plays into what Real Salt Lake felt and the kind of animosity, I guess, if you will, from having a former guy come into your stadium.
I feel like there was definitely some feeding off of the crowd, for sure.
I think so, man. Very, very clearly on the broadcast, some chants that... How do I put this, Josh?
No means no, bro.
No means no.
No need to sugarcoat it. No means no.
No means no.
All still allegations.
Yeah, yes.
But these allegations feel very true. Feels like there's a lot of cover up here because it's never been addressed. And clearly we sold him for pennies. So clearly there's something to it, right?
That and the fact that whomever went over and made the South End take down that no means no sign.
Yeah.
Telling.
Yep.
Telling.
But I'm very proud of the crowd, right? Boo, nice and loud.
Very clearly heard it on the broadcasts.
And honestly, Chicho looked a little rattled at times.
He did not have the game that, I mean, you know, aside from the assist, aside from that first little bit of that second half, I thought San Jose came out and looked better to start that second half, but then that's pretty much it. Besides maybe those 5 minutes to start that second half, really San Jose and Chicho looked rattled.
Yeah, I don't know that Chicho anticipated an unwelcome home.
I don't think so either, man.
But, you know, if we know one thing about Utah and our sports fans, if we feel like we've been done dirty, you're going to hear it. Ask Gordon Hayward. Ask Albert Rusnak, right? So I'm very happy the crowd came through. Nothing brings me more life than when we really give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Even if they don't deserve it. Like, I know we've talked about Joey Harrington before, but dude never even played for us. But anytime that guy came to the stadium, anytime he touched the ball, he was viciously booed. And I love it, right? I think we should pick a player every game, to be completely honest, and just let them have it. And be that hostile crowd, because it hasn't been a fortress since the crowd stopped being so mean to players. Do you remember when we used to shower goalkeepers with streamers?
Yeah, man. I think Real Salt Lake and our fan base single-handedly made the league ban streamers.
Probably.
I truly believe so.
I'm so here for it. That was just the greatest thing. You'd see him trying to wipe them away and just get more tangled.
Oh, yeah, man.
So good. Oh, I loved it.
I think back during that time when like streamers were allowed, and you know, I would watch highlights from other teams and like highlights from other games, and I wouldn't see like the way that Real Salt Lake's fan base, the way that the South End would just absolutely pelt the visiting team's goalkeeper with streamers. Oh, yeah. I didn't see that in any other stadium. That was like a very specific Real Salt Lake, Utah thing. And so that's why I believe that you guys are the reason why Major League Soccer bans streamers.
Over in Section 35, we would spend a lot of money on streamers.
Yeah.
And when people had throws, on that touchline, they got a shower.
Oh, man. I miss streamers, man. Bring them back.
They're harmless. It's paper.
Come on, Don Garber.
You bum.
Now with how much stoppages we have with like VAR and everything, like what's another stoppage to literally while VAR is checking the goal,
streamers come out.
That's when the streamers come out, and that's when the people are cleaning the streamers, right? And removing the streamers.
What was annoying is like people never showered the goalkeeper while the play was going on.
No, it was just
never interfered with the play of the
exactly.
Game. So
bring them back.
Anyway, bring them back. I want streamers back. Anyway, back to the chippiness. Was the Luna reaction in the first or second half? I can't remember.
The what? Sorry.
When Luna had his very visceral reaction to the foul, which got him a yellow.
Oh,
and I feared was close to a red.
I think that was in the first.
I feel like it was as well.
It was the dying minutes of the first half. 42nd minute, Luna gets a yellow.
I did not love that reaction from Luna.
I didn't either.
I'm fine with getting upset, but he's very much tippy-toeing in a lot of matches. Very tippy-toeing towards being a Fabian Espindola.
Has he been a lot more frustrated since his return from the Gold Cup?
Oh, yeah. Let's point out another point I was going to get to.
I feel like we're seeing a different side of him on the field now.
Yep.
And
I don't love it.
I don't either. It was very obvious how frustrated he was against Cincinnati. Uh-huh. And anytime a ball wouldn't come in his direction, he would make it known that he was frustrated.
Yes, that's you're not going to get anywhere with your teammates if you turn into a diva.
And yes, and this one too, like some of the reactions he's had to other players kind of chipping at him and clipping at him, and the reactions he's had to missing shots.
Yes, not ideal. Because since he's been back, he really hasn't contributed. So there's that.
Are you bagging on Moonboy right now, bro?
No, I'm just saying.
How dare you?
I don't think it's healthy behavior for a player that's on a high.
Yeah.
To be trying to fistfight someone and get sent off.
I agree.
In a game you need to win.
I 100% agree.
So, and it's not the first time we've seen it this year, but this one was excessive.
No,
you had players quite literally holding him back for a while.
That and even like the Toronto reaction, where he got sent off, I kind of brushed it away because I did think at the end of it he was unjustly sent off.
I agree, but don't then go and continue that behavior and put yourself at risk again.
See, that's the thing though, is like he didn't for a couple weeks, but now that he's been back from the Gold Cup, it's back. And I would even say it's at a different level, right? He's kind of taking it up a little bit.
Yep. Don't get me wrong. I love a fiery player.
Yes.
But there's better ways to be a fiery player. Don't drag your team down.
Exactly. There's like the Everton fiery that everybody loves.
The Beckerman fiery.
The Catranis fiery. The Beckerman fiery. But this is just even a kid right now who's not getting involved in the attack. That ball doesn't come his way, and he's getting upset towards his own team.
Right. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
You don't need your team turning on you, but
yeah.
And I know we're just fans and we don't know any better, but we see it. And the last thing you want to do at this stage in your career when you're looking for a big move that's going to set you up financially and take care of your family, is to be a locker room cancer. So just
whatever it is, gotta whack it out right now.
Yep.
Get it out of your game. and just do Luna. Just do you.
Yep. Go back to have fun, because when he's having fun, that's when he's at his best.
I would agree.
So I hope the coaching staff is recognizing it and addressing it, but something to keep an eye on, because I think that reaction was a bit ridiculous from him. Really, truly.
Yeah. No, I agree. 100%.
It wasn't even that hard of a foul.
Second half starts. 50th, like I said, San Jose came out. They were looking a lot better. They had a couple of chances earlier, but then in the 51st minute, a ball turned over for Real Salt Lake, ends up into the feet of San Jose. San Jose does a good job of keeping it into the third as Real Salt Lake's trying to make their way out of their defensive half. Kind of leaves Joseph Martinez in the box by himself. Chicho Arango does a good job to keep it from going out and puts it in. And just like that, San Jose is up a 0-0.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
Very much. It is a weird goal, but very much against the run of play for me.
100%.
I know that San Jose had their chances coming out of that second half, but with the way Real Salt Lake was playing, they should have been up 2-0.
Yeah, we were actually playing with some stout defensive work, though, right? Like,
yeah,
this really just caught us off balance, and Joseph Martinez and a Chicho Arango, if you're off balance, will punish you.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And you can see the pivots begin to run out to transition into the attack as that ball from, I don't even know who has it, as that ball, is trying to make its way forward. So the pivots are already out of position. You give the ball away just outside of your 18, they're going to punish you. Like that's what they do. They're going to punish you.
Yep.
And that's what they did.
But what did RSL not do, Alex?
They didn't get frustrated.
We didn't give up, bro.
They didn't get frustrated the way that they did against Cincinnati, man.
Yeah, we're seeing some mental fortitude.
Yes. They didn't give up. You have Diogo Gonçalves, who, again, slowly chipping away or I guess adding on to the grace that he's been given.
He's slowly chipping away at the hearts and minds of fans.
There you go.
I'm starting to hate him less and less. And, there's the whole meme situation that got us, quote unquote, canceled by RSL, right? If only they knew the full plan, because this is the time that I would have posted the next meme that said there was a sighting, right? We've had some sightings, with the end goal of posting one saying he's been found and he's not a failure and not a flop anymore. So, this was our mid-game plan. It's been ruined, so that sucks. But, we'll just talk about it. So right now, I would be posting we're having sightings of Diogo, around America First Field. And that's a good thing. I wanted to get to that point. So, yeah, he's chipping away at me. He's making me not feel like a complete waste of money and space on the field.
There's a lot more to that story that we will get to at the end of the season.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but
Diogo does a good job of putting a ball in a dangerous spot. That's exactly what you want. You put it in a dangerous spot, good things are going to happen. And in this case, Ricketts puts it in his own net.
Which sucks, because Gozo was right there.
He really was. Had Ricketts not touched it, I still think Gozo was in a good spot to get on the end of it and push it in. But Ricketts does get to it and puts it in his own net. So it is 1-1 Real Salt. It is 1-1. And Real Salt Lake, again, looking like the more dangerous team. They have to wait. So that one happened in the 56th minute. And Real Salt Lake would have to wait until the 81st minute for Brian Ojeda, who subbed in. First of all, Junka, phenomenal job of playing that in. And then Ruiz finds Ojeda. Ojeda recognizes that he has time and space near the top of the box, dribbles it to the 18, just puts an absolute rocket at Daniel. Daniel probably should have done better. He doesn't. Spills it into his own net, and Ojeda puts Real Salt Lake up 2-1.
So worth the wait, right? You said it, absolute rocket from Ojeda. Goalkeeper nightmare right there. Kind of forcing the error, but that was some horrendous goalkeeping.
Very
was some mid-season Zach McMath stuff.
Look, dude, you were a keeper. What do you like? You should do better. You have to do better there.
At least get your body behind it.
Yeah.
Right? He almost looked like he tried to punch it. I don't know. It was strange. It was weird goalkeeping.
It looked like he was kind of like in between wanting to catch it and wanting to parry it.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Just get your body behind it. It wasn't going top bins.
Right.
That was mid-drift level.
In all reality, Daniel should be making a save here.
Oh, 100%. If that happened to our goalkeepers, we would be flaming them right now.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind. I'm not taking anything away from Brian Ojeda because you have to put that goalkeeper in that position, right?
Yeah, you have to put the power behind it, and he surely did.
Oh, it was a beautiful thing. I love me a midfielder goal.
I love an Ojeda goal, man.
Oh, me too. I just love Ojeda. I love Ojeda, bro.
I know. Third goal in a Real Salt kit for Brian Ojeda, and so far all three of them have been bangers.
Yeah, I mean him and Ruiz just need to shoot more, in my opinion.
I agree.
Give me more.
I agree. RSL 2-1 over the San Jose Earthquakes. Overall, I still think you're seeing good performances like the ones we saw against Cincinnati. And I think at the end of the day, you probably could have had more. The striker and the finishing will be addressed.
Yes, I still don't know why Johnny Russell didn't get a run for Agata.
I wonder if there's a clause in his contract.
I don't know, but some of those opportunities that Peel had at the end there, tailor-made for Johnny Russell.
I wonder if there's something in Russell's contract that says if he plays a certain amount of games or a certain amount of minutes, he'll automatically be renewed for the next season.
Are we getting some Demir
I don't know, man. I don't know. It might be a conspiracy. It might just be me saying things to say things, but it's weird that we're not seeing more Johnny Russell.
It's very weird,
especially after he had the goals.
He is contributing consistently when he is playing. And I hate that I really want to see Johnny Russell play.
I know, man.
It's so gross.
What is this? What is the RSL show turned into? We used to be certified Johnny Russell haters.
We support our boys, man. Is there any player in the league that even if they came in and produced, you still would not be for it?
Well, I thought it was going to be Johnny Russell.
So did I, and now I'm like...
Maybe Zach Steffen. Maybe Cole Bassett.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I think mine might be Lawless Abubakar.
Oh, I didn't even think about Lawless.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else.
Lawless would be a good one. I think for me it'd be Bassey, it'd be Abubakar.
Oh, Dorsey, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You. And Steve Clark. No. God, no.
See?
Corey Baird. Nope.
That guy's never allowed back.
Nope.
And if RSL ever brings him back,
I will not watch for his duration.
I've never hoped that RSL fans booed their own guy, but if Corey Baird comes back, I hope they boo him.
We haven't ever really. I mean, he's gotten some, but not the treatment other guys have gotten. But now I think he deserves all the fire. So, yeah, it's a weird thing to think about. Send us who your guy is. Y'all out there listening.
Tweet at us at Napoles Alex, at Josh Clark _15, at RSL Show. Tweet at us. Let us know who's your guy. Who's that one guy that no matter what, you're gonna boo, even if they join Real. So I thought for me it was gonna be Johnny Russell, But after we got the chance and the opportunity to sit down with him and get to know him, cool dude.
That did help.
Freaking
he was such a gentleman.
Awesome dude.
Stayed on with us after the show and chatted a little more.
And the fact that he was like, look, I get it. It's weird. I used to play for Kansas. Now I'm with you guys. Like, you know, he joked about it. And I think that's also very, very awesome.
Agreed.
Leagues Cup, bro. Club America coming to town. I don't like I said on our last show. I think for this game against Club America, you have to put out the very best you can, because you cannot afford to lose or have a negative results in game one.
You can't, or it's gonna feel like a mountain you cannot climb the rest of the way.
Andrew Wiebe, who one of the more prominent voices on Apple TV for MLS, put out this tweet earlier today, and I thought it was it perfectly sums up what Leagues Cup is now. All MLS versus Liga MX through the quarterfinals, so you're not going to play any MLS teams.
Which I love.
In the case for Real Salt Lake, yeah, I think that's one of the failures. And I mean, it makes sense because you have 30 MLS teams and you have 18 at Liga MX teams, and so it makes sense. But I didn't necessarily love the fact that you had to play Seattle in previous editions of the tournament.
Right. It's we've played Seattle, and I don't want to play Seattle anymore.
You already see Seattle twice a year, right? So the fact that you only play Liga MX teams now is really fun. The qualifying, though, is going to be an absolute bloodbath. And he said, good Lord, the group stage is going to be that bloodbath. One slip and you're out. Only 8 of 36 teams advance. Only 4 MLS teams advance. Only 4 Liga MX teams advance. Essentially, if you lose, especially your first game, you're probably out. You're probably done.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no way to know for sure if you're going to be done or not until you play your 3 games, but we mentioned it last show. If there's even one undefeated Major League Soccer team, it gets that much harder for you to qualify.
Yeah, the odds are just so low, man. Even if you win all 3 games, the odds can be low because there could be multiple teams that win all 3 games, right? Like,
yeah, if you have 6 teams that go we're just throwing this out there, right? If you have 6 Major League Soccer teams that go 3-0 in this tournament, and then you have Philadelphia or whomever, right, who have a minus goal differential,
they're out.
That's why you didn't make it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
The qualifying in this tournament is going to be so difficult.
Really, the only thing I'm looking forward to in this tournament is to hopefully see some new faces. That's my benchmark.
And I think eventually you will see new faces and young faces.
Right.
The Leagues Cup rosters came out, and in Real Salt Lake's case, you have an Aiden Herzakani who's on that roster, Omar Marquez who's on the roster.
Yep. Owen Anderson.
Owen Anderson's on the roster, and so there's potential here for the young guys to make an appearance. Kirk Vliet is on the roster. That's the Monarch starting goalkeeper, the guy who came out of the draft this last season. So there's opportunities there for the young guys to start. And like I said in the last show, right, you go all in on Club America, and then the next 2 games, depending on how the results go and depending on where you're at on the table, give yourself that opportunity to see some of the young guys. Give yourself that opportunity to play Owen Anderson, to play Herzakani, to play Owen Anderson, who I think is also going to be really, really good. Give those guys that chance. And see
let's go find our Quinn Sullivan,
Yeah, there you go. As far as Club America goes, not their best start to the season. Only 1 win so far in league play. They've also lost the kind of champions tournament that the Liga MX plays, where the champions of the winter tournament play the champions of the spring tournament. And they lost that game to Toluca. So not the best of starts to Club America. Allegedly, Club America sniffing around Denny Bouanga, trying to steal away Denny from LAFC. So, not the best of starts to the year for Club America, but they're still a very, very good team. And if RSL Lake doesn't bring their A game, they could very well see themselves out of Leagues Cup with a loss.
It could be over before it really begins.
Yep.
And that's the nature of the tournament.
I know it's a Wednesday night. I know it's, a work night, a school night, whatever. But if you have the chance, go out there and go support, because it's going to be really, really hard to see America First Field in yellow.
It's going to be no matter what, my guy.
When what game was it? When LAFC and Club America played? Oh, it was the game for the Club World Cup, the qualifier for the Club World Cup. It was at BMO in LA, but it was mostly Club America fans.
Yep, and it will be every time.
Yeah. So if you can, do your part to do your part to make sure that the stadium's not too yellow, be there. Go support RSL Lake. And if not, there's a game on Saturday at America First Field against San Luis.
It's wild that I understand travel's tough, right? Especially international travel. But it's wild that these tournaments are always in the U.S.
Yeah, and I think that's that's always been one of the biggest complaints when it comes to Liga MX teams, when it comes to Leagues Cup.
Right.
Is the fact that you were asking them to basically do a World Cup style thing, or a national tournament thing, where you're asking these guys to stay in a place and stay in hotel rooms and bounce around from hotel to hotel for a month if you want to win the tournament.
Yep. I think it should just go back and forth every other year.
That would be fun.
What do we know?
That would be fun, but there's probably not as much money to be made down there when it comes to MLS.
Yeah, but still. Spirit of the game, spirit of fairness. But whatever.
No, I agree. It would be awesome to see RSL Lake go and, visit the Azteca and play a game at the Colossus of Santa Ursula, the historic stadium down there,
But it's also a way to expand
your brand.
MLS.
Yeah. Expand your brand. If you're RSL Lake and you need some, you want to be playing games at the Azteca. You want to be playing games at the Akron or wherever the heck.
Right, because you never know who's going to be there going, I really don't have an MLS team, but this is kind of fun. I'd like to pick an MLS team.
Right.
RSL came here and they put up a fight. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to support RSL. You know what I mean? It's just whatever.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm right there with you, man.
It is what it is.
Thanks to the new format and thanks to the way things Leagues Cup works now, you have a Leagues Cup game on Wednesday, you have a Leagues Cup game Saturday, and then you have a Leagues Cup game on Wednesday. Because of the new format and because of only 8 teams out of the 36 advance or whatever, you're right back into Major League Soccer play on August 10th. So you go Leagues Cup, Leagues Cup, Leagues Cup, Leagues Cup, MLS. You don't have to worry about a month-long break if you get eliminated. You don't have to worry about, what do we call it, Josh? The post-Leagues Cup slump?
Yeah, it's so real, and I'm so glad we're not going to have to worry about that. The last 2 years, it's really bitten us hard, dude.
Yes. You lose 4-0 to LAFC. That first edition of Leagues Cup. You didn't play for 2 weeks, and you came back, and honestly, RSL Lake wasn't playing that great to end the season.
They weren't the same team, bro.
They weren't the same team. And then same thing can be said about last year. When you don't make it out of the group stage, you get a month-long break, and despite
your star gets suspended, and it hasn't brought good fortune.
No.
At all. No.
So instead this year of getting 2 to 3 weeks off in between Leagues Cup and resuming Major League Soccer play, you get 2 days off, and then you're right back in MLS play.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And it's a cross-country trip to the Red Bulls, man. But we'll get into that as when the time comes.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that quite yet.
Anything else, man, you want to add or throw in there before we wrap it up?
No, sir. No, sir.
So with that, 7:30 Wednesday night, RSL Lake taking on Club America at America First Field. Be there. I'm not sure if we'll be able to jump back in here and talk about Club America until next week. So in case we miss you, there's a game on Saturday at 7:30 as well against San Luis at America First Field. So get your tickets, be there. And that's going to do it for us here on the RSL Show. Don't forget to go like, don't forget to go subscribe, don't forget to go follow, don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL Show for the best RSL content. And we'll talk to you guys next time.